Hi everyone, Ken Wink here to present the market commentary for October 2025. Just a reminder that it is IRA to Roth IRA conversion season. If you're open to converting IRA money to Roth IRA money, which we recommend in a lot of cases, because there's a chance that our national debt is going to cause some problems down the road and that our government will have to raise income taxes at some point. If income tax brackets go up, then it would be beneficial to have already paid the taxes, which is why a Roth can come in handy. If you're interested in learning more, give us a call at 586-226-2100 and we can talk it over. So the big question for this month is, will it be a scary October or not? So the Federal Reserve met last month and decided to lower interest rates. Historically, past performance can't predict future performance, but historically, that's been a good thing for the market and the economy, because as interest rates go down, anything that is charged interest that is based upon interest rates, in a lot of cases, that will sort of trickle over to the rest of the economy. So for instance, if you're a business owner and interest rates drop, you've got more money that's coming in because there's less going out on interest. So then you either have more profits or you can hire more people. So there's some benefits to having lower interest rates. If it trickles over to mortgages, lowering the interest rate on mortgages could be a huge tailwind for the economy. Just new home construction, I always give the example that every time a house is built, hundreds of thousands of dollars of money is typically injected into the economy with each new house being built, whether it's the purchasing of the land or the work that's done by the construction workers. We need plumbers, we need electricians, we need carpenters. All these people working is good, and in some cases working overtime. So again, it has the potential to be a tailwind for the market. So in September, we had predicted that there was a chance the stock market was going to drop. There was 2 different times that it dropped for 3 days in a row, but it just didn't stick. There were just too many buyers that came in each time, and the market ended up being positive for the month of September. So you could argue that the market is possibly a little bit overbought at this point and could potentially take a little bit of a drop. But the oldest saying, as far as our opinion is concerned, the oldest saying in all of Wall Street is don't fight the Fed. So the Federal Reserve is lowering interest rates. If you were to get out of the stock market at this point, certainly if you were going to bet against the stock market at this point, you could argue that you were fighting the Fed. So if it wasn't for the Fed lowering interest rates, I'd probably be on camera right now saying the stock market's almost definitely going to drop in October. But because of this Fed action, it just gets a little bit harder to predict. And I would argue this is one of the hardest times to predict ever, just because there's a lot up in the air. There are tariff negotiations going on right now with China, Canada, and Mexico. We're experiencing a government shutdown right now as of the filming of this video. The government is still shut down. There's just a lot of stuff going on here. So it's an especially hard time to predict. We did recently just send out 401k recommendations. We did not touch the brakes, but we did let off the gas just a little bit, just because the stock market has made so much money in such a short period of time. We've had quite a few clients that have come aboard with us, and we're waiting for a little bit of a drop here to get them into the market, because you hate to invest somebody at the all-time high, and that's where we're at in the last week. So we're actually, for those people, we're actually hoping for a little bit of a drop here so that we can buy in. And for people that are contributing into accounts regularly, doing dollar cost averaging, that's a great typical strategy to invest, because when the market's high, you're buying less shares potentially, and when the market's low, you're buying more shares potentially. So investing monthly is a great strategy when it comes to financial planning, but when you got a lump sum, you got to find a time to invest that. If we don't get a drop sometime soon with our newer clients, we're just going to dollar cost average in with that, and maybe over the next few weeks or few months, put a little bit of the money to work at a time. So very interesting times. We'll see how it goes. October could be scary, but again, with the Fed lowering rates, it's difficult to say. So in our opinion, the market has to drop at some point. The most likely scenario is that it drops within the next 30 to 45 days. Not a 20% correction and not a 10% correction, but maybe 2 to 5% would be healthy. and then hopefully the market will actually be higher as of between now and December 31st. So we'll see what happens. It could just keep going up. There could be a drop, and then it could go up. And of course, it could just drop and continue to drop. But as of this moment, our research indicators are still positive that we follow within our actively managed portfolios. And we think the highest probability 3 months from now is that the market is higher, despite the potential for some short-term volatility. We'll see how it goes, everybody. If you have any questions, give us a call. If we haven't had a review meeting in a while, give us a call. We'd love to sit down with you and go over how your accounts are doing. We can discuss IRA to Roth IRA conversions. We can discuss open enrollment for health insurance. Our team over at Summit Health Services could give you a hand with choosing a health insurance plan, whether it's through your employer or on your own. Summit Tax Services is starting to get fired up here for tax season coming up. If you'd like a quote to see how much our team would charge to do your taxes, we'd be happy to share that with you. And then also we have access to team members who can quote auto and homeowners insurance. So a lot of things that we're doing for everybody here at Summit Financial. We'd love to help quote any of this stuff out for you. And then lastly, if you have not had your estate planning documents, wills and trusts checked out lately, we'd be happy to have our attorney teammates check them out, review them, and see if any updates are needed. If you do not have estate planning documents yet, if you don't have power of attorney, patient advocate, or if they haven't been updated in a while, a will or a trust, give us a call. We'd be happy to talk things over with you and with our attorney team and see if we can possibly help you out. On behalf of the whole team at Summit Financial here, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.
Summit Financial,
working with people you trust.